So that's us. So what we calling it? Are we going to call it Cocked Out?
I clocked out. Why?
We're too lazy to think of anything else. Because any name you think of, it's just going to end up being the same. You're going to go, that's shite, a couple of them.
Aye. Clocked out. So why did we come up with clocked out? Why? What was it?
I like the idea of Clocked Out because we can say, well, we're clocked out, we're having a laugh with business, but I know you're against fucking doing proper episodes with information, but I want to do episodes where it can be clocked in.
Aye.
So I think about it then, it's like means that like I can get an accountant to come down and actually talk about the stuff that...
So we're clocked out. People when you're clocked out as a company director or people say an entrepreneur, you actually can still have a laugh, have a joke and a laugh. So we're clocked out, no work talk, just have a laugh. And when you're clocked in,
for fucking rant about what?
talk about business.
Can I come on and talk about AI and systems?
Oh, that's all you talk about.
Mate, telling you, AI. I went to that thing, the David Smart thing at the weekend. The first half was about your mental state. And it's like the woman's telling you to do this, right? So see if you're stressed out, you have to do this. Tap there. Then you have to go tap there.
When it helps like de-stress you.
And then tap there, right? And then go collarbone. She was telling you to say something, but I can't remember what you were about to say. And then it's hold your wrist like that. And then by the time you're done, you should be back down. You can make an actual, instead of me just being me, like pure shouting and bawling it.
So you're saying doing that is do you take yourself away from a situation and do it, or if you're in a meeting with somebody,
I mean, I don't think
2 seconds, James, start doing all that.
I think you'd maybe go to the toilet, wouldn't you, and go into the toilet and sit in there.
There's breathing exercises you can do as well, and there's other things you can do. Like if you feel stressed, think of 5 things you can see,
aye, and
5 things you can touch, 5 things you can smell.
Aye, and like your thing, stay above the line that you're shite at then.
I know I need to go back to that actually. Everything below the line's negativity, above the line positivity.
You just love below that line all the time.
Because of you, I was alright until you phoned me every day for a chat, and it's I've got a new system, James. I've got a new system.
Well, the second part of that the second part of that event, I need to try and stop swearing on this if I'm going to do it. I need to try and my Tourette's. I swear more than you. So the second part of it was about AI and automations. But that's all stuff that I've been doing for years.
You love all that, but didn't you? You would rather your ideal job is working systems and AI, and to be honest, we wind each other up, but you're really good at it.
Aye, but I know I was saying that I'm going to do a company doing that for people. I don't want to.
You've already built the website.
I don't.
You see, I've got ADHD, man. You're just as bad.
I don't want to, but now it's like I've built it all for kitchen wrapper, and it's all.
But that's your true passion, because you might have a good couple of weeks with kitchen wrapper. Well, there's a lot of times you're stressed, and the hardest thing with business is staff. Having staff, any business, it's difficult to manage staff. You do that, you're your own boss, aren't you?
Right, but all these sore heads that are fixed by using these systems for kitchen wrapper, it means that I can grow kitchen wrapper, but it also means that I can do. I can start other companies if I want to. But I don't know.
You can join one of my 15 companies that I start and stop.
I think the idea was like, I'll go into other companies and I'll help them do it, and I'll do this and I'll do that. But realistically, where's the money at? The money's going to be, and am I going to be as passionate doing it for them as what I would be for myself?
But if you're getting somebody giving you a retainer, say like $2,000 a month, which is definitely doable, people pay that for you're doing social media for them, doing automations and all that. They spend more than that on a member of staff. If you get 5 clients giving you $2,000 a month,
I know,
it's a lot of money, and that's only 5 clients.
And the thing is, mate, the automation's probably going to save them a couple of
grand. It saves you paying somebody to work in the office.
I think the automations that I've got in the business genuinely save me 2 wages. So say you're paying people, say you're 30 grand a year on wages for each person, they're 60 grand a year better off. I wouldn't be able to run my business the way we run it without having all the automations. Even daft things like my invoices and all that coming in, all that's automated now. It's like, all that's done, all that's just dealt with every week.
See, a lot of people that haven't got any staff, like somebody that's just started, they're enjoying their paint decorating business, they're working like 14 hours a day, they're working all day and going out at night, doing invoices, catching up with phone calls and that. If you can take some of that pressure off them with the systems, then you'll have a great business. So I know it's your passion. Don't change. You've changed your mind today and a different thing tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Kitchen wrap's good, but you've said to me so many times
the website's pure ready to go for it and all.
It looks good. I think your website looks good.
I don't know. I just feel as if it's. I love the idea of it, and there is a couple of guys that I'm not going to help with it, but I don't think I'm going to put it out to the masses. I don't think it's something that I want to.
So when did you change your mind? Because last week,
because when I was at that seminar at the weekend, the boy who was doing it, he's up there talking about the AI, talking about Hingley. He's trying to find work. He's trying to find Hingley, and I'm going, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be going out network and try to find it and all that.
You've got a great business anyway.
As I'm saying, I don't want to go back to that stage of business where you were having to get up and go and do 6 o'clock in the morning, like BNI groups and all that. I don't want to do all that stuff. I want to be able to fight. If a business comes across me and they need my help, then I'll give them it. But I don't think I'm going to go marketing for it. I don't think I'm going to go proper looking for it. So
what you got to do with the website that you worked on?
I'll put it up.
Like, I'm actually quite shocked to that because that's the first time you've told me this. We've been speaking for weeks and you're pure buzzing about it.
Because I've been thinking about it the day. And when it was actually Saturday was awakening up for me because I'm sitting there and I'm going, this boy knows as much as I know about this stuff, if no, probably that wee bit more. The only thing that I would have edged over him would be experience in actually running a business. And then I'm going, but guys like him are out there, they're out there doing events, they're out there doing this, they're out there doing that. They're slogging away trying to find this work. So there's obviously more competition in it than what I've gave credit for.
You would like, I've always thought you like you're out and meeting people and doing
things like that. But I can't be bothered with the competition yet, if that makes sense. Like, so now I've got kitchen wrapper to the point now where I don't need to bother about competition. Like, and it's not even been big-headed. It's like, we get work, like, but we're getting work after reputation. But for him, it's like, I'm watching him, right, and he's up there and he's talking about how he can come in and help you with Zapier, he can do this, and it's like very easy to do tasks. Like, they set it up and then after that, and then he's getting a retainer every month. But how many clients is he out there? How he's pushing it and pushing it and pushing it? And that's a fight that I don't have in me anymore, I don't think.
I don't want to start something from scratch.
So I think I'm going to be, I think when I do it, which I probably will do something, I don't think I'm going to do it at the scale that I kind of thought I was going to do.
Because you think you need to be on with it. Like, your businesses, we've been doing it for 10 years and that's us just finally in a good place. But people don't realise what's happened to 10 years previously to get to this stage. So to build a good business takes years of sacrifice.
I think I would rather do it. If I'm going to do it, so say for instance I've done it for you, I would rather do it that if you came to me and said, right, Alex, this is what I need, I would rather look at it and go, right, I can get this, I can do that for you. I don't want to be half-arsing it and saying, right, I can do it for you, and then before you know it, you're going, oh, what's happening with this, what's happening with that? Like, if I'm doing a website for you, it's going to take me a month.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be half-arsing a website and putting it up within the week, which I could do, and you probably wouldn't have been none the wiser, but if you're saying, you come to me and go, right, my issue is finding leads and hanging it, I want to be able to give you them all for it. I don't want multiple clients, like 10 clients. It'd be too hard for me to manage. And I know for a fact that my head wouldn't let me do it. I would end up just going, can't bother with that.
So what is your goal? Your 5 year, do you have a 5 year plan where you want to be in business?
It changes every week.
So I was thinking about that last night. Like, what can I ask him tomorrow? And if you ask me that question, I wouldn't know. But every business owners might have their 5 year plan. And it changes all the time. I was supposed to have bought 4 businesses by now and everything. And
mine's is only changing, but because 1 minute I've got a sore head at kitchen wrapper. Every stage I've got to, I've had a sore head, and then the sore head's been solved, and then that's me back on track. So now I'm on track where we've got everything in place for. I mean, I had a meeting this morning with Lorraine. It's like, if we need to bring in another installer in, we've got a track for him to go down now. Rather than before, we were just bringing an installer in, go, all right, you're out with me, and they were just doing odds and ends. See, now it's like, no, you're in the wrap room for a week. And if you don't,
a training process.
If you don't succeed in the wrap room that week, then you're never going to succeed. So you trial by fire, and so we start with the easiest parts. So we've got a young boy now. He's like in his early 20s, but he's as good at rapping as guys that have been there for years now. But it's because he's went through the process. He started off in the wrap room, then he went on the training course. Then he started off in the wrap room. Then he was out on jobs, just getting a wee feel for it. Then he went and done training. So he got his certificate. Then after that, he's came back and he's flying. So the only thing we need to do now is we just need to get him to the next stage. But see if we just rinse and repeat that, then that's us. We could go as far as we want.
And your business has got to that level because you've come off the tools. A lot of people are scared to come off the tools because naturally you will lose a bit of money at the start, but it gives you time to think, how can I improve the business?
Everybody says that. I've no.
No what?
I've not lost. I still get the same wages when I started to today.
But you would have been out on the tools grafting to get that wage.
I still get the, so I'm getting the same wage before
you were scared to come off the tools and employ somebody. I can't afford to employ somebody because they've got to cover my wage and their wage. But with you taking a step back you're able to build systems
But that's
and a
because
training
of you.
process.
That's because of you telling me to do all this stuff. It's like that's how. It's like putting that stuff in place. So now I've got a really good team. Like the day when you came in, I'm working on things that I would never have had time to work on. So now we've got the survey sheets. We've got the customer relations manager. So customers don't need to phone us. They can go through their list. The customer can go into a link on their app. Well, just a link in their phone, and it comes up and it tells them where their job is within the process. That's it.
That's good. That's a good thing, actually.
Right, so the customer doesn't need to phone us. Customer's always up to date. If there's a delay, the customer knows before me. If there's a survey done, the customer can see the pictures for the survey. So the day what we've did is one of the issues we were getting was splashbacks. They're always the wrong size. Like we're measuring it, going back, cutting it. But the reason it's wrong is because you're going out, you're measuring it, you're using a measuring tape. It's like it's not consistent enough. But they're only taking one size. They're drawing it all down. Then when they come back, they feel if they got a size, can't read their own writing. Or when they put it into the computer, they type a digit wrong. So the day I went and go a laser measuring tape that connects through Bluetooth to an app that I've built, and on that app it tells them measure 3 times. So they go beep 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 3 times, and then it gives you your overall width. Then
it'll the mil bang on
1.5 mil accuracy. Then you do the same again for the bottom, and it tells you what to measure. And then after that, it'll say how many sockets you go, single, double, and then you do the same with a laser. And then what it does is it creates a cut file and puts it out of the machine. So all we need to do is cut that. So in theory, we should just be going out and that'll be perfect every time. That'll cut down on a lot of mistakes.
See, so you started off as a kitchen wrapper and it's progressed into this. Surely there's no other kitchen wrapping companies in the UK.
Nobody's got
it. That's like a kitchen refurb. It's no wrapping.
You couldn't afford to buy it. I sat for
20
weeks.
grand machines and all that.
I've sat for weeks, mate, just fine-tuning this, man, just building it to exactly the way we need it. It's like there must be stuff within your business that you've got that nobody else has got, or stuff that you should have that nobody else has got to make life easier for you.
I wouldn't say there's stuff that we've got that nobody else has got, but I know that our quoting system and all that's a bit different for other companies out there. We used to just send like a Microsoft Word PDF, but now it's different. It's on like a full quoting system. They've got to accept it, reject it, and it's very detailed what you get for that price, a breakdown and stuff.
Think how different your processes are today is what they were 4 years ago.
When I started, but we're still learning every day as well. Do you know what I mean?
But it's like think how efficient you are. It's like somebody couldn't just go and start a cleaning business and just be as efficient as you. It's like for every mistake you've made, you've got that wee bit more efficient.
But again, but I said at the start, it took 10 years to get to that level. Do you know what I mean? And we still make mistakes to this day. Everybody does make mistakes.
That's how I think you should be growing it. I don't think you should be.
I
think you should be going like, do you know what? I'm doubling it. Let's go and take Edinburgh, Stirling.
We've had jobs in Edinburgh before. We used to have Revolution nightclubs in Edinburgh, but it was hard because we didn't have a manager there to check the cleaning, and you're getting phone calls at weekends.
Get a manager out there checking it.
See, we've got 35 staff now. Last year was the best
60
year.
Staff then. Go for
it. They want the headaches, do you know what I mean? Or am I being too complacent? But
you wouldn't get a headache if you had HR. So if you had 60 staff, you would need to have somebody who's in charge of HR.
I feel all the bigger companies out there are the ones that's getting all the bad reviews. They've got low profit margins. Their profit margins are really good because we've kept our team we quote a decent price and we keep our clients happy. But if you want
to say a big price there, like I don't know how people think of that.
Well, for regular cleaning offices, I know we're very competitive, but there's companies out there charging like 50 pence more than the hourly rate because like all the course, if they're turning over 5 million, they get a 5% profit, which I think is crazy. Why would you work for 5% profit? Somebody's off on the sick, it wipes out everything. Even at 10% profit, somebody's on the sick, it wipes out everything. But they don't care because they might be turning over 5 million to make like 500 grand or whatever. But that's still a lot of money.
But even then, so things like that, see how you're saying that, like, so you know that they're working on 5% and 10% profit. See, when I started, it wasn't until very recently that I started to look into it, and it was Ryan Marshall's always posting, like, know your numbers, know your numbers, know your numbers. Then I had a meeting with a business advisor, he's like, know your numbers, know your numbers. And I'm like, see, now that I've went and looked at my numbers, it's like, it's not until now I'm going, 5% when they cut it for us. 10%, and it's like 30% is the sweet spot.
For us, we're about 20, 25, and for a cleaning company, that's good. But people out there might think you overcharge, but see when they realise how much you're actually making is 25%. Imagine you only get 25% of your wage. If you're employed with somebody, you only make 25% of your wage. It's not a lot of money, but that's all you get as a company. You're only making 25% for the graft you put in.
And our thing is, like, if we get it to the 30%, then that means that we could do it cheaper, but we would need to cut back, or we would need to cut corners.
Yeah.
So it's for that 30% markup that we're making on the overall job means that we can give you the service that people want. Like, we'll get people coming to us and it's like they want a kitchen wrap, but they want it done dead cheap and they want it done the best it can be. And it's like, I can't do it. Like, I genuinely can't do it.
Like me, I get my worktop wrapped because you were too busy. Paid £50 2 weeks later, it's all scratches.
You get absolutely no loyalty when it comes to business.
How many times do I ask you what day my kitchen? We don't do worktops. We don't do worktops.
Let's have it out, right? Let's have it out. Right. So everybody know, you might know, you might not know. I had issues with a van, right, where I felt like I get bumped off a certain guy in Glasgow who only sells good vans. See, whilst I was out in the guy on TikTok, he went and bought 2 vans off him.
I see, like, I don't know what you want to talk about that, because that was your bad experience.
I don't care.
Because you had a bad experience with somebody doesn't mean to say it's got to be my bad experience.
Then he couldn't wait on me doing his worktop, so he went and get somebody else to do his worktop.
Stop dragging your heels.
Now a year later he's gone like that. Oh, I mean, that thing's all scratched and all that. I could have told you that was going to happen.
With the van hang, if you get a service for somebody, I can only... Or anybody, you only judge it on your experience with them. I had a great experience. My vans are running out there. 20 quid lasts me 3 months in diesel and everything. It's the best vans I've ever bought, and I'm not even kidding.
Do you know what, mate? I actually got another van off the guy, and it's been brilliant. Like, I can't fault the other van that I got. No issues with it at all. My problem was, like what we're talking about, it's the aftercare.
Yeah.
So it's that 30%. Like, so it's like if I have an issue with a job. Now, we do loads of jobs that go well, they go no bother at all. Every now and again, we get a job that goes bad. It happens to everybody. Yeah. It's impossible. But when the job goes bad, I will pick up the phone. I will have the conversation. I will speak to the customer. That's where it hung with, and it's like it only took that poison. It was just that bit of poison for me. Going, hold on a minute. I've had it stinking off customers all the years. I would never hang the phone up on a customer. I would even if they weren't. I wasn't even being angry, but I would never have an issue with a customer. I would always try and see it for their point. If I don't agree with their point, then I'll be like, well, unfortunately, I don't agree with you, and this is going to be an awkward conversation. But I would rather be more forthcoming with it than just try and hide behind Lorraine. You know, Lorraine wouldn't let me hide behind her, man. Right. She's putting them right through to me.
So that's a good thing about AI, actually. What I've found, like, see, if we get complaints in that, the way I used to write stuff, you can write it out in your head, it's no cheeky, but people can read it differently. So I'll ask AI, going to reword this for me, and they'll take the emotion out of it, the feelings out of it. Well, so I'll say to AI, look, this is what I want to say. They'll say, no, don't say that, say it this way. And even like, when you're speaking to you're talking about HR, if I'm going through like disciplinary processes, or you've got somebody working for you, they're part-time, they work with you for 2 days a week, and you know the other 3 days are out getting cash in hand, so they phone in sick with you. This is what happens with me. They phone in sick, and they go on sick for 6 months, and they clean in the side. And I've caught people doing that. When you say to HR, I've found out this is happening.
I'm on the sick, but I'm cleaning on the side.
But they're only because
got them.
I'm not having to get rid of them.
See, when you're saying I've got them, I'm just picturing you like you're sitting with the glasses on, the big fake nose.
Because the way it is with the government,
with a newspaper, spying on people,
and my camper van outside their house. But if you go the sick, you get like 80% of your wage. So some people see I can get 80% of my wage without going to work, and then I can do cash in hand for another 3 days. So you're making a lot of money anyway. And I've caught people doing it, and they've admitted it, and they've had to leave the company. But see the process without that evidence, paper tight, watertight, but if it is, I'm not very good at my sense either. But without that evidence, HR want you to go through loopholes. You've got to say this, you've got to get them into meetings, occupational health, you've got to do all sorts.
But that's it. See how like tone of email, right? That's what you love this, right? This is what I've done today, right? So we're working for one inbox now, right? Because we were missing emails because we had Lorraine had her email, I had my email, we had Hyatt Kitchen Wrapper, we had this, we had that, but the Hyatt Kitchen Wrapper email was getting bombarded with spam. So now what we've done is I've built our own inbox, right? There's no Google, no hang with it. This is our own inbox, and what it's got in it's got a filter at the top, so you can filter it to customers. So it takes away all the rubbish. So if it's somebody that's a jack, so straight away we can go and bang. But then you can tag them. You can tag different members of staff who's dealing with that email. Same way you can do that on Meta, but on this. See when you're writing, so say you're reading the email, it's somebody, I'm absolutely raging, blah, blah, blah. It's like you can pick the tone of the email. So you can go apologetic, friendly, professional, short and sweet. So you go apologetic, and then you can click the AI button to generate a response. And it will give the response, and then you can just personalise it a wee bit and send that out. Because what was happening is staff, and I've done it myself, you see an email and you're like, is that right? Aye. So it's like, if you just do that quickly, it takes all that emotion out of it. So there isn't an option to pick, send an angry email. I mean, don't
if somebody's raging at you and you go raging back, it's tit for tat. But see if you say, understand where you're coming from, we'll work on it, that, and before you know, we've had that a bad review turn into a good review because we dealt with complaints. But if you're on there, your tail up. That's what I'm saying. If you go there, you're back up. I think me pure arguing back, it doesn't do any favours.
But that's one of the things that I've been trying to work on. It's like, that's how that mindset thing was good at the weekend. It's like you try to work on taking the emotion out of things. It's like, see if there's a customer who's angry. I mean, don't get me wrong, every now and again you'll get somebody who's just totally out there. It's like there's no reason for them to be as angry as or be angry at all. But it's like, try to see it from their point of view. Like, we might feel as if we've done 99% of things brilliant, and then this person's complaining about the 1%. But it's like, take it from their point of view. That 1% might mean a lot to them. They might be having a bad week. So it's like, and I've been working on that the last couple of months, and it works 100%.
I've said that to you before, innit? Put yourself in the customer's shoes. It's so easy to stick up for your team and think all the good stuff you did. But if that happened to you, would you be happy about it? Probably no.
I mean, we had a job, right, and it was a door. Like, I don't know, like the door into here, nothing to do with the kitchen. And the woman was talking about it. She's like, my door's rubbing on the flaring. One of the boys took it upon himself to say, I'll take that off and cut it down for you and put it back on. Right? So after the fact, we've done the job and all that, blah, blah, blah. Woman emails in, my door's still not been done. And we're going, right, what door? And it's like, so that eventually we found out it was the door into the kitchen. And then we're on the phone to the guy, like, mate, that's not something that we were going to... He's like, but you said you were going to do it. Like, well, unfortunately, we haven't done it. Like, it's no, you can't snag us on it.
Yeah, you're getting a complaint.
And then it was like, but the guy made a good point. Then what'd you offer to do it for then? It's like, he's like, but I'd rather you just didn't offer to do it and I'd have just had it done, but it would have been done weeks ago rather than me chasing you for weeks for you to then turn around and try and tell me.
So you're not doing it to make out as if he's in the wrong.
But see, when the guy said that to me, I'm going, you're right. Like,
did you just go out and do it?
Aye, we went out and done it. Because it's like, we shouldn't have to. It's like, you can't say you're going to do it and then turn around and go, no, I'm not doing it.
They make it out as if he's a nutcase for moaning about it.
You're chasing us about something we've done for nothing for you.
Don't say you're going to do it then, mate.
But then we took a bit off it and we didn't take enough off it, did we? So we had to go back again, do it again.
3 times to do a job, it's a joiner's job, it's leaving your trade.
But it's the same, it's like, so I've took the control away for the boys. I mean, don't get me wrong, the boys can still go out there and open their big mouths and say it's the customer they're going to do something. In which case, then fine, I'll hold them accountable for it. But because I'm not going to, I don't want them being out there and being no friendly. But at the same point, it's like, I'm getting my back up. I'm going like, he's stressing me out of a door, man. That we've not even charged for. It's like, we shouldn't even have been touching the door. Should have got the flare later to deal with it. And then the reality is, it's like, well, what did you offer for? It's like, and then even if you did offer, you should maybe at the end of the day done that. Look, mate, I can't do that. Instead, you have came in, no done it, left, no said anything, had me chasing you, and now you're moaning at me because I'm chasing you, making me out to be. It's like, the guy had a point. It was
communication and all that. Just communicate with them, let them know what's happening if it's not happening. Or
so that's how now we've got a button on the customer portal. So the staff will get a portal, and when they're in the project, if there's a delay, they need to put in there's a delay. So it's like with a guy, he fell asleep and never answered the door to us, and then after then we came back next week, finished the job, not blah blah blah, and then we get a complaint off his wife saying that we were dragging our heels with the job. So hold on a minute, man, we were out at your house. But no, we would have had that as a delay and she would have been able to see, we know your job's delayed, here's the reasons for it. And if it's us, we're going to put it in it, we're going to be honest. And if it's no us, she'd be able to look at it and go, you fucking fell asleep.
It's good that you document it, because if you didn't document that, the guy will say, business sleep, I was there, they weren't at my door at all. And it's your word against his, and that happens a lot. They try and blame you when in fact it wasn't your fault.
So that's how it's like, we're not trying to build ammunition on customers, we're just trying to make their experience better, because your husband and wife don't talk to each other, and then for the wife's really happy with the job, the husband's the one emailing in, and you're going, well, you can't email us in and snag. It's like we had a guy emailing in with a snag, and we don't know this email, so phoned him. I was like, how you doing, mate? I see you've got a snag. I was like, I just need to check a few things to make sure that, was it definitely us that done your job, because I can't find you on the system. Are you using a different email? It's my girlfriend's house. I was like, right, what's her email? Oh, I don't know. I was like, well, can you find it out for me just so I can get, so because I always look at the before and after images, always make sure that everything's been done right. I always try and do that. So I need to look into it before I go, right,
stop blaming.
Before I start blaming the boys for doing a bad job, or is it a genuine snag? It's like, so there's a lot of things I need to look at. He wouldn't give me her email address because he didn't know it. And then it turned out, so I'm like, right, fine. I was like, I know the address and all that. What I'll do is I'll contact her. Oh, don't bother contacting her. Phoned her. She was none the wiser that this guy was contacting me. It turns out it was just a guy she started seeing.
Oh, he's trying to show off. Like, I'll get you. Don't worry, I'll get you money off. I'll get you back.
She's like, but see, what are you talking about? I'm perfectly happy with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I was like, look, I can come out and have a look at it and all that. He's saying that there's a couple of issues. I was like, he's making it out to be big. She's like, there's absolutely no issues with my hangman. It turns out because he knows that the kitchen wrapper done it, he knew me through TikTok. So he thought he would message me and give it the big I am.
Nah.
And if
I can get your go see what you're going to say.
And if you're watching this, you're an absolute bell end, mate. It's like, so you get people bringing in snags that weren't even snags just because he thought, I mean, I'm a joiner to trade. So I'm going
but people get that because they maybe
them.
want some money off and they want money back, but they don't realise the knock-on, or they might lie for that reason, but they don't realise the knock-on effect they could have on staff.
Aye.
Like you can through staff, people could lose their jobs for it, for getting blame a cut
I could have
corners.
easily phoned one of them and been like, what's this? He's trying to get hold of us and he's not been able to go. Because the way he was messaging is, I was like, he's raging.
Aye.
And it's like, and then when he phoned the mum's like, don't know what he's talking about. Genuinely don't know. She's like, I started seeing him, but I've no... somebody's Tinder date, you know what I mean? Put a snag in.
Show off in front of the missus.
Aye. But it's things like that. That's how new. It's like we've got that link. So at the end of your job, if you need to report an issue, just report it through the link. If you lose your link, go to the website and it will say, let's just say, lost my link. You put in your email address and it sends a link out to that email. Other than that, we're no dealing with you. I mean, that was just one of the things we had. We had somebody's mother-in-law put a snag in one time as well, and then when we phoned up to get the snag sorted, the guy's like, mate, I'm mortified, I can't believe she's done that. But it's because they don't understand that it was a kitchen wrap. They think it's a new kitchen, there's issues, but some of the issues are things that we've either spoke about and the customer's totally understood, or the customer said, no, just date like this or date like that. They come in and go, I mean, I can't believe they've paid that for a new kit. They've paid all that money and they look at the state.
I don't understand no conversations
and it's
I've
like,
had.
And the guy's like, mate, I get quoted 30 grand for to get a new kitchen. You've done that for a fraction of the cost. We are absolutely over the moon for it. He's like, she's just a crackpot as well. I've had them all. You name
Can't
it.
win sometimes with people kidding
You don't get that stuff, but do you?
I would do. We get complaints all the time. I just fucking... it's a pain in the arse.
There's no way you get complaints.
Like, for instance, we go a complaint. We've got these tiled flares. So when we clean closes, for instance, the cleaning scope is use pine floor gel with warm water and mop it. So see when you mop some flares, it looks great when it's wet, but sometimes when it dry in, you can see the stains. So if somebody's complained saying we hadn't been in the close, it's not been cleaned in it, we take before and after pictures like you do, before, after, and submit it and go straight to the housing. So on the pictures, the flare looked great, but when it's dried in, I admit it doesn't look good, so I went out with a scrubber dryer, scrubbed it, doodle bug, went over it, and the stains still weren't coming off, so we need to get the approval.
A doodle bug?
A doodle bug, it's like a wee handheld thing with a green pad on it, but it gets stains off, so the hangman's so hard, and it's taking the colour of the tiles off, but I can understand why people can say it's not being cleaned, but they're saying to us, I know for a fact the cleaners haven't been in, but we're showing pictures.
We know
they have been in, but that's people coming back for their work at like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Aye, so
we clean the close at 10 in the morning, the postman's been in, the Wednesday have come back for school, it's something doing, or normally when we get complaints, it's 4 or 5 days after they're clean. Know what I mean? So like, there's people in the
you've
close.
had 5 days of people coming in e-scooters and bikes and everything.
That's what it is. But a lot of times they're saying it's not been cleaned, and stains sometimes don't come off. But when you're these closes, you clean them for very cheap, and once a year you get to do a deep clean. But if stains only come off with a mop, we can't go on with odds and knees with green pads, magic sponges and get stains off because we don't get paid to do that.
Get your doodle bug out
every day. Do you know what I mean?
mean?
But when you've had a couple of complaints, you explain that to people, they understand, right, aye, that's fair dues.
Is that what you were in mind with that big...
Aye, that big machine, so I've took it out and I've tested.
Did it work?
It didn't get the stains off, no.
Aye, but did the machine work?
Aye, it worked, aye. It was not something on the water.
Was
it scrubs the flare.
Was it my flare wasn't even enough?
Your flare's just full of sawdust. Your flare broke the machine. But with other ones, we got like closes that we got with Hingme, York Hull, we get 98% satisfactory with all the tenants there. 98% we're very happy with the closes. There are 2% were people that moan, but they were still happy. 2%. So the housing were
2% of people who are just never happy.
But they weren't saying it was bad, they just like gave you like a medium kind of rating. So the housing messaged me saying, by the way, we're very happy with that.
They must be happy with that 98%.
It's really, it's kind of unheard with close cleaning, do you know what I mean? But again, like some people think you're in there to deep clean the close every week or every 2 weeks. You're in there to do the basics, which in the cleaning stop, the banisters, the flares. If a stain doesn't come off, we don't have the time to go and get a degreaser, get a deck scrub and scrub the flares because we don't get paid to do that.
But
we need to say to the housing, there's a stain there. Can we get the approval? And they'll pay us more to go out and do it.
Aye.
Because if you were there, you could spend 4 hours in every close easily.
And that's it. Do you know what? But that's probably the same thing as me. It's like these complaints, right? They come from people who don't have an understanding of what it's been paid for.
Exactly.
So it's like if you go into one of my kitchens, you go, that's a $2,000 kitchen. You're going, oh my God, that looks cracking. But if you go into one of my wraps and go and think that was meant to be a new kit, that's 30 grand or even 10 grand. You're looking at that and going, 10 grand? They still get the old cab. But did somebody complain that they still had the old cabinets?
I will say,
yes, of course you have.
Give me 30 grand and your kitchen will look cracking. Give me £500 and your clothes will be immaculate. But unfortunately, I'm only paying you 20 quid to clean your clothes.
$2 grand.
Exactly. But you kind of get what you pay for. People have high expectations sometimes, don't they, with any business.
You must have the 2% of people but that go like that. Because I remember my ma's clothes years ago, they used to get paid for cleaning it themselves.
We've got a lot of people message now, but it's always about the same time of year when the rent goes up. Oh, rent's went up and we're having to pay for, because a lot of them having to pay for it as well. But the rent's going up, we're having to pay for the clothes as well. So they're looking to save money somewhere. And we've had somebody message before saying, like, I'll clean the clothes myself. Message the house and I'll clean it. If I can clean the clothes myself, can we rid of the clothes cleaners? And I get it, because a lot of people don't get the choice. Like, I've got a couple of properties I need to pay a factors and they do absolutely nothing. 50 quid a month. If the window smashes in the close, they'll no fix it. If the door's hanging off, they'll no fix it, and I still need to pay for it. So a lot of people would rather clean their clothes themselves.
Everybody in my estate's complaining to the factor they know, because the swings, right? The swings, mate, every time the swing breaks, they just come out and they just take a couple of bits off it.
So
the chain coming off. So see, like somebody like the Wayne can't get on the swing anymore because the swings ended up that high because they're not replacing the full chain. They're just going out and cutting it.
So I've got a factors. I've got a house up in Ballannock. In the full street, there's no grass, and I pay it's $4,000 a year for the grass to get cut. There's no grass, so what am I paying for, like, $4,000? This is between all the houses, but there's literally it's a close. I think there's a wee tiny bit of grass and Tappy Hill, and that's it. And it's $4,000 a year. And if anything happens, you still need to get everybody in the close to agree to pay it, and hopefully landlords don't bother their arse. So I'm having to pay it myself. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. $4,000 to cut grass. So I know who the grass cleaner.
You're one of them mad slumlords, man. Slumlord.
Slumlord.
It's like Sandy, my nana, her house, she's next door for somebody who's renting, and she said to the landlord, look, these hedges are an absolute joke. Like, mate, you should have seen them. They were growing that much, they were out in the pavement and everything, right? So she's like, they're a joke, you need to get them cut. Start getting them cut. He's like, look, don't worry about it, I'll get it sorted. He sent somebody out, mate, to just remove the hedges, so like, and no put a fence on it, so the garden looks worse.
Like you said, slumlord. Landlord's got a bad name, so that house I've got in Easterhouse, there was somebody was staying there, and the person above us kept flooding us. So they've come down, cut a hole in our ceiling, and they said they would replace it. They cut a hole in our ceiling, try to replace it, there's just lines everywhere and it looks like a mess. So twice I've had to replaster it and paint it. The lassie had a wee mouse in her house, she's phoned the letting agency. I was like, agency, get whoever the company is to remove the mouse. So they've put a trap in. The lassie's gone, no, you're meant to cut holes to this, and the company's gone, no, you put traps in, come back a week later, and that's the process. So she's complaining to the letting agency, saying that's not good enough for that. So she ended up moving out, and a new woman went to move in, and the lad to the new woman, oh, your landlord, he doesn't do nothing for you. That lassie had mice and he never bothered his arse. I'm like, it cost me £800. I'm not the guy who came out to get rid of the mice. I agreed the process. Get whoever it is, the pest control out, do what you need to do. But that woman's wanting to cut holes in walls and do stuff and all that. I didn't say, no, don't do that. Do you know what I mean?
You've just
painted her house and everything.
You've went to a company to say, right, I've got a rodent problem, go out and fix it. They've give you a
so
price.
The letting agency comes to me with any issues, and I'll say, right, the boiler breaks, get it fixed. That breaks, always say aye to everything. But the guy upstairs, that poor lassie had a mouse in there, and the landlord did nothing about it. I'm like, bloody £800 bill for it. Do you know what I mean? It's not my fault. The pest control, their process is put a trap down, come back a week later, put traps everywhere. But she didn't want that. She wanted holes, cuts and walls. And
remember, I had that rat in my wall.
So what was the process? Putting traps down?
That's what they came out, mate. They just came out, put traps down. And he's like, we need to come back next week and see if the traps has got it.
But we were getting the blame as the landlord.
He wasn't cut. I didn't want, because it's my house, but I didn't want the walls getting cut out either. I was like, he's the rat away in. It's stuck in the wall. It was in the cavity of the wall. It was jumping out. You could hear it.
My cat always brings back mice and all that. So a few weeks ago, He brings it in the house and they look dead, so I've picked it up with the tail, put it in the bin. Then Carl thought me screaming, there's a rat in the bin. This was a day later, so she's went out to the bin to put all the bags of tap, put a bag in. This rat's running about the tap of it. She's screaming, so the wee thing must have been playing dead, and I've picked it up with the tail, threw it in the bin. So I went back the next day, and the tap of my bin's all butter around, there's a hole inside
It's been in there trying to get out.
It's been trying to get out. So the day later, she's went in, opened it up, and there's a rat running about and tapping the bin. It was like a big mole thing, it wasn't a pure rat. So, running about, and I went back a day later to get it out.
Was it your outside bin?
My green bin.
Oh, right,
so the bags were up the tap, so it was full. So
I'm picturing that in your bin in the house.
No.
Why would you do that?
No, the outside bin. So, but it was there. It always brings mice down and grates or rats, and it's just lying there, the wee things like that. So I picked up the tail, and it stayed. So see if that came alive when I walked to the bin, I'd have been screaming as well. Do you know what I mean? So I've just I always do it, float the tap in the bin, float the tap in the bin.
I couldn't pick it up, man.
So what it does, manky bastard, is it eats the full hanging, it leaves its guts. So see if I'm going to leave the window open, you come in, there's guts just sitting in the kitchen flare, and it leaves the head, so it's just a wee micey's head sitting there. It's minging, man. That's like a cat.
That's the cat thinking it's bringing you a present.
Aye, bring your present back, but nah. So sometimes I think they're dead and I'm throwing it in the bin and they're just trying to get back out again.
That's class. Right, we'll wrap that up there then, because I think that's about half an hour.
Half an hour.
So that's the first episode. I clocked out. It might not be up to much.
Clocked in.
It might not be
Little, large, baldy and hairy.
Can you let me talk? It might not be up to much, but we will get better at doing it. So if you want to see how our weeks are going, then make sure come back. We're going to get as many episodes on as we possibly can.
And it'll not be as boring as this one. We won't be talking about all his systems.
I think this one's alright.
Every day he talks to me about systems, then I'll do podcasts and it's just systems and systems.
That's the only reason I'm doing this, so that I can sit and just talk to him about
people want to know, how do I know you? So we'll talk about that next one. How do I know you?
Because you're right to say I burnt your... I burnt his den down years ago.
You burnt my den down years ago, that Sandy Hall's mob.
About 25 years ago, he's not letting it go. But if you like this episode, even if you didn't like it, do us a favour, give us a subscribe, like it, click the bell icon so you get notifications as well. If you're on Spotify, I don't know if I'll put it on Spotify yet, I'll need to learn how to do that, but if you like it, do that, support us and we'll get better at it.